All right, all right. I think we are live.
Looks good to me.
Looking good. Looking good. Guys, we are excited to share with you today. I'm Kimberly, if you don't know me.
Yes. And I'm Darcy.
And we're glad you're here. We've been talking that we need to start, we've talked about it forever, start a Spill the Tea with us. And so we're going to start off with that today. And just kind of jump into some of what we've got going on and help you to get to know us a little bit better. And we're hoping to get to know you a little bit better too. So if you're here, you can always leave us comments, even if this isn't live. When you find us, we'd love to have your interactions because that makes this so much fun. So I've got my cup here. Darcy, I'm sure you know what's in it.
Yes. It's pure black coffee, right?
You got it. It's pure black coffee.
Now, how many cups is that for the day so far?
This is only 2. I'm behind on the day. I'm behind. I need another one. It's almost empty too. So that's
You need an IV bag every morning is what you need.
I do.
Well, I took a little Starbucks run this morning, so I'm gonna let you guess what's in my cup.
Did you take the dive? Did you jump in?
I did the seasonal dive.
It's pumpkin spice season officially.
Pumpkin spice. So I know it always comes out like the last week of August, first week of September, but I refuse to purchase it until I get the slightest breeze of chilly air. So
right.
It was like in the 90s this past week. And then the last 2 days, it's been like 60s and rainy and like dreary outside. And I'm like, okay, I need a little pep in my step.
Something.
And they always get mad at me because I always order it with soy. And then they're like, well, do you want the whipped cream? I'm like, yes. Like, but you get the dairy-free option. Why do you want the whipped cream? I'm like, there's a huge difference between like a sprinkle of whipped cream and like having it all be full dairy. You know what I mean?
Right. That's very
so
for sure. Oh,
I see
Kelly's here. Hi, Kel.
Hey, Kelly.
It's crummy in Helena too. Yeah, it's overcast here too. But it's been like in the 80s here too, and it's like, and I refuse to start the pumpkin spice until at least after Labor Day. I know other people's jump in sooner, and I haven't done it yet. I'm still holding out.
Let me impart some new wisdom on you. There's this like pecan, which of course I try to do dairy alternatives, but it's like a pecan crunch toasted latte, and it's like fantastic. Like they've got this whipped cream, like cold foam on top, and then they sprinkled it with these little like chunks of like, I don't know, like these caramely nutty topping. It is so good, and it's iced. You can get it iced, which I love. Especially because it bridged the gap. So I was allowed to drink that in my mind. I'm like, I can drink that because it's iced up until this point, but I don't want a cold pumpkin spice. Like when I think pumpkin, I think warm and like Halloweeny, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I don't want a cold.
I just want to start watching like Gilmore Girls and The Good Witch like every night, like just sit down and like enjoy them. It's like that time of year, I think.
That's the biggest like this time of year is when the leaves start to fall. It's like, do I start Gilmore Girls for the 900th time? Like,
you do. You just do it. It's what you do.
Have you seen that they have like at Walgreens? They're coming out with like blankets and like popcorn buckets, and I went to Bible study this past week, and she put together a cute little goodie bag. It was really sweet of her, but she put red vines in there, and I was like instantly like thinking of Laura, like your red vines while you watch. I'm like, is this a sign I need to restart it again?
Is this a sign it's time? It's time. Oh no, it's time.
But you know, we've been rewatching, or we've just started watching. Have you seen it? It's called Sullivan's Crossing.
I haven't watched that. My sister's been talking about it a lot.
Okay, so it's funny because it's Luke from Gilmore Girls, and
then she said that
Kristen in Gilmore Girls / Lucas from One Tree Hill. So it cracks me up because they're both
Oh,
named Luke in those shows. And then in this show, obviously, neither of them are named that. And so we're like,
Kelly was a good one. Kelly was a huge One Tree Hill fan.
oh, me
She
too, right?
started it too.
I love One Tree Hill. I've probably seen that just as much as I've seen Gilmore Girls. And we lived in North Carolina. I lived there for 13 years. So I went to Wilmington. I've gone like 2 or 3 times. And like when friends and family come in town, I'll take them to Wilmington and like show them like, this is Karen's Cafe and this is the boardwalk where like Nathan
Aw.
gives Haley the little friendship bracelet. Have you ever seen One Tree Hill?
Yeah, Kelly made me watch it.
Okay, you watched it all. Okay. She made you watch it, but she made you watch it all.
I don't know that I have seen it all, but I've seen a lot of it.
Well, watch it again. You got to start over.
Okay, I'll have to. Maybe that'll be mine this year instead of. But I love The Good Witch.
Yeah.
I love to watch that one too.
That one is cute.
This time of year, especially. I just had to put a little. I didn't have any color on yet. These are the new cream cheek colors. Absolutely love them. And did you do what?
What's the shade of that one?
This is man, you're gonna make me get my readers out. I'll look just a second. But remember, we just poke a hole in these because remember, otherwise you just take a little needle. Otherwise, they get like so everywhere, and then it's like perfect. This is Pink Stars.
It's Pink Stars. I wasted so much of my last ones because I just would like take a huge glob and like.
Right. I love to just dab a little and then blend. I love our cheek brush too. But
Me too.
Yeah, just a little behind this morning. It's just a crazy day. You know, it's just, it's a crazy, heavy day in our world. And I think it'd be remiss not to mention that. And I think it's just kind of got us all off. It was just a weird morning at our house. I don't know about you, but definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. Just with everything that happened yesterday and then today being the, anniversary of 9/11, I think we all have a story. Like, where were you? Where were you when the towers came down? What were your thoughts? What was the emotion? There was like a heaviness in the air. And I really felt that yesterday. And I'm definitely feeling it trickle into today too. I'm like, oh, and again, the weather's not helping. It's real dreary and doomy and gloomy. It's just like, oh, your heart just feels heavy and you just are really easily reminded just how precious life is and how wonderful it is that we, there's circumstances all around us all the times, but how do we deal with that and how do we process these things and what do we cling to? And, I think obviously we have the perfect recipe for that, right? Like we always put our Lord and Savior first and then our family and then friends, and it all just trickles down into the root of everything. Right. And so, yeah, I think it's great that we still get to be together and do things like this, even when it's hard.
Yeah, I agree. And I saw several posts this morning where people were like, the best way we can honor 9/11 is to act like we did on the 12th on September 12th of that year. And I think that that's like such a good reminder right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, considering yesterday and everything that's going on, and we just got to bring that kindness and Jesus back in our lives and our world. It's just so crazy to me. And I just think that was the thing that I just kept thinking was, man, we've got to get back to that when we all came together, and we need to come together again. And violence is never.
Now, were you in Colorado?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I was in Colorado State.
Okay.
And I was on their debate team. So we were just constantly watching the news because we were debating. And my debate partner called me and he's like, "Are you watching the news right now?" And I was like, "No, I'm about to head out the door for class." And he's like, "Go turn on your TV." And that was right when the second towers. And then they didn't cancel our classes. I know a lot of colleges like shut down, but they still had them. And we got to one of our like rhetoric classes actually, and a girl in there, her dad was at the Pentagon.
Oh, wow.
And she was just like waiting to hear. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
It was really interesting. And then like, it was just kind of crazy. Like as a debate team, we kind of went through that together. It became like a solidifying thing. And then we flew and traveled a lot. And we almost got stuck in Canada because none of us had passports and like everything like kind of locked down. That was just like a couple months after we flew up there, and they were all like,
the aftermath of like what one instance changes the trajectory of like everything, our lives, our the way we think, the way we process. And that's so good that you did have a debate team to like have conversations about it and process it and heal through that. Because I think there's a lot of people that even nowadays they still need that. They need a community, they need a tribe to process all of that through. And again, like you said, it was a couple months afterwards and you're still dealing with travel and growing pains and things like that. I mean, I remember my dad reenlisted in the Army like 28 days prior to 9/11. So like our entire life, I mean, legitimately our entire life changed because of 9/11, because we moved and we were in North Carolina for up until my dad retired. And then I went from Army brat straight into being an Army wife and living this lifestyle. And so it's just, yeah, like, I mean, I wouldn't be married to who I'm married to right now. I wouldn't have my kids. This, like, my whole life would look different if 9/11 didn't happen. It's just crazy when you think of it that way. I never really like sat and thought about that for a second. Like, oh, wow. Like, would I have ever gotten out of Cincinnati, Ohio? I don't know. What would that look like if he hadn't had done that? And if the timing didn't align in the way it needed to, right?
right.
Because gosh, it was crazy. It's crazy time.
Crazy. That's really crazy.
You've been to the memorial, right?
Yes. That's what we were talking about with the kids this morning on the way to school. My oldest daughter was with us when I was still working in corrections. We went for a Learning in the Brain conference out in New York City, and my husband and my daughter were able to come. And we got to go and do the memorial and just stand there. And it was funny. She was really little, she was like 4, maybe. And then when they learned about it in school, she instantly knew that she'd been there. And that was like kind of a cool thing to see her little like connection there, and just that she understood the gravity of the memorial and the museum, even as like a toddler, basically. And then was able to like connect that later on. It was interesting. And then this morning she right away was like, well, where's that fountain picture? And where's this and that? And she still remembers it so well. And it was just interesting that it was that impactful on someone that young.
Yeah. I think there's like I don't know, an energy, a vibe. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'll just never forget when you've been somewhere that's so gravitas like that, right? You know what I mean? Like it's such a mind-blowing experience. We went, we did a girls trip in 2019, right before like the world shut down. We lived in Germany for quite a few years, and I traveled and did like 13 countries in Europe, in Eastern Europe mostly. And then after that, we got back to the stateside, and I was like, I've never been to Las Vegas. I've never been to New York City. Like I've traveled so much of the world now, but I haven't even really traveled most of the US. I mean, even Washington, D.C., we did like a weekend trip, and it was so crazy. These are the worst floods we've ever had. And I'm like, apparently like travel. Like we were literally like, we went to one of the museums that they stayed open, and there was like, I don't know, like a foot of water.
Oh no.
It was like freezing because, you know, art galleries, I would assume they can't have a certain degree or it like hurts the brain, you know, whatever. So like we're like soaked, underwear and everything, like drenched. We're this cold, and I'm like, this was the worst DC experience. So now that we live in Virginia, I feel like I need to read you.
You need to try again.
But it's funny to me that, like, maybe not funny, but interesting to me that, and I know I've even Voxed you. We still use Voxer if you're not in the Mary Kay world. We still use Voxer. And I'll Voxer sometimes and be like, Kimberly, I have a facial today with somebody and they were born in 2007. That means and I'm like they didn't even know, like they weren't even alive when 9/11 happened. Like that's such a pivotal moment for us. Like I have those conversations all the time, and like that's our gauge, right? Of like, how old are you? Like, where do you fit in this cosmic universe of our lives? And like to us, that was like a defining moment, especially people like me, where like literally your entire life went on a totally different, you know, road. And just like many other veterans out there and things like that, and you know, the kids of veterans and all that kind of stuff. So to me, I'm just like, I just can't fathom like. There's children. Maybe I'm still stuck in like My kids are like, well, how old are you? I'm like, I don't know, 25. I'm like, no, you're not.
I am too. I am
Like,
too.
okay. I don't need that negativity in my life. Thank you, children. Especially
Well,
when
you
they're
know,
Ooh.
when we use good skincare,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
it's a little harder to tell, right? Aren't you skin cycling again? Because I know I kind of dropped the ball. I picked the ball back up. I think you were kind of on the same wavelength
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because the new retinol just launched. So those of us that went to seminar, we got one as a free
Yeah,
gift.
I've got mine right here.
So I took it home with me. And yeah, I am like, and I think this is important to note is like, you're still going to go through a purging process because I'm definitely, you can see it very faint. Like everything looks glowy and nice and dewy. And I'm not really having too much of a skin reaction, but I get these little bumps after my retinol night up top. They fade away really quick. But I just was like, that's interesting. Like it's not, even though you can use it and it's a better like formula for you to be able to use it on a daily basis or even more than just once a week. I'm still noticing that me as a sensitive skin, very dry skin, very sensitive, I'm still seeing the residual of like, okay, I need to wean my skin back on this. It's not going to be an overnight like, woohoo. But really, Kimberly, isn't that everything in life? Like it's all about healthy habits and like doing things little by little every single day and having consistency, which we know is like my number one issue in life. But I'm like,
she's skin cycling again too. She started on Sunday.
Oh, yay!
Yay!
Did you say it was Alina?
Kelly.
Oh, Kelly. Yay! I know, Kelly, once you get that new retinol in your hands too, it's going to be, I know, I think you use PHA, right? Does she use PHA?
I do.
Okay, you do.
Uh-huh. I think Kelly does too. Do you use the PHA or the retinol? But and you know, I think that's the thing that's important to remember. I mean, it's still retinol. It's still going to be a huge powerhouse, and so you're still going to have some of those effects when you're starting to use anything like that. I haven't. Kelly says she loves the retinol. I haven't started the retinol yet because I've been using. I love the PHA, but I'm going to start the retinol. She said she uses both, but my skin still is purging too, and like I'm having little breakouts, little places, but you can see it gets right back to that glowing so quickly. It just amazes me like how healthy your skin gets like right away. I just love skin.
That's something that we don't, especially in this world. Two things can be true at the same time, right? Like you can still see like the buoyancy and the like collagen and like even like I have maybe a dash of foundation on, but like the glowing texture of my skin is pretty good overall, but I am experiencing a little bit of that like purge. And I think that's the biggest thing too, is a lot of people will be like, oh, I can't use this because it makes me break out. And I think that is true about some products, but with ours, I'm like, there's just a period in which your skin is like detoxing, it's purging. Like you ever take a detox and like internally and then externally other things come out that you don't want to come out, right? But you want them out because you don't want them on your body anymore, right? Right. That's how I feel about my face. I'm like, oh, like this is just popping up out of nowhere. But like, no, what we're doing is we're being really strategic and we're like pulling it out. And I'm like, okay, I have to remember.
I know mine's like the right here space that mine comes out, like right around the nose area. My forehead doesn't so much, but
yeah. I've never had my forehead do this ever. And it's just with this retinol, but I guess, you know, maybe that's where I'm holding a lot of tension. I do have a lot of sinus drainage. I don't know if maybe like all roads lead to Rome. Who knows? I'm not in any way, shape, or form a scientist, but I'm like, something's going on.
We don't offer any scientific advice.
No, none. Literally, none. That is why we do what we do so well and why they do what they do so well. Like our scientists handcraft all this and use their witchy woo woo. They're like, it's not witchy woo, Darcy, it's science. There's like this. And I'm like, no, when they talk, it's like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, if I ever have somebody ask, I'm like, I will find the answer for you. I'll get you the scientific research. I just don't know what it means. All I know is that they take care of it. It's safe. It's trusted so that I don't have to do that. And that has been a huge thing in my Mary Kay journey is like decision fatigue, mental fatigue. I am starting to realize that like there's so many as a mom, as a wife, as a, you know, someone who's trying to study the Bible, someone who's trying to eat healthy. There's always new health trends and
Business
different things,
owner,
business owner, and there's
house cleaning. Yeah.
there's so many things. And then you're supposed to work out and eat healthy and drink like 900 gallons of water a day. Like, there's so many things. And it's just kind of like, I've just started to notice that like I have to find the things that I have passion for and I have peace for, and then I need to delegate and like figure out the rest. Like the other things will be okay as long as I know that it's trusted and verified. Like I'm not going to go to someone who's like chronically ill and not healthy and be like, hey, what vitamin supplements do you use? I'm going to go to someone who like, I know cares. Oh, you're good. I see you. It kind of paused for a second.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, you were gone for a second.
Oh no, it looked like you were gone on my side, but that's okay. That's
yeah,
what
you were all gone.
This first day is just to figure out the kinks.
Good, we're here.
But there's like trusted people in my circle now that are like super
doing
healthy.
it again.
I'm like, I'm gonna go to you and ask you what you're doing and what you're using, because I know you care and you've done the research so that I don't have to.
Exactly. And I think that's what we have to do. And I think that's like why I love skin cycling. It's very clearly laid out for me. And when I need, like you say, when I need supplements, I go to someone who could give me something that's very clearly laid out for me, because we could get so lost in the minutia and then we don't get anything done. So speaking of getting things done, what do we have going on that people might want to know about?
Yeah. So tonight at, is it 7 Mountain Standard Time? Your time, right? 7? This is where math comes in.
7 Mountain Time.
7 Mountain Time, 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are doing our first Skin Cycle live. So we're going to chat about all things skin cycle. So if you're like, what the heck is a skin cycle? What does it do? How do we do this? What does this mean? You know, all the things. We're going to spill the tea. So yeah, we're spilling. I feel even dirty saying we're spilling tea right now because we're drinking coffee, but we're chatting with our coffee this morning. We'll spill the tea tonight. Hurry, Kim better get a coffee.
Someone drank my coffee. I'm going to have to go now because I'm out of coffee. The fun has ended. We're done.
But yeah, we'd love to see you tonight. And if you have anybody else that might be interested in hearing what we have to say about skin cycling, the trends, what's going on, who's this crazy lady on TikTok that brought up the point of skin cycling? Is this dermatologist based? What are we doing? What are we doing with our lives? What are we doing with our skin? If you just go and you are so overwhelmed, you're looking at TikTok, you're looking at Instagram, you're looking at YouTube, and you're looking for all these magical solutions, and you're wondering, what do I do? What skincare line do I use? What treatments and products are for me? That's what we're going to spill the tea on tonight. We're going to talk all about skin cycling, all about how it fits in your life, our life. Everybody's busy, right? We know it's crazy and chaotic. So how can we lessen your mental load, get rid of decision fatigue, and help you have a roadmap to success when it comes to your skincare? So I'm super excited about it tonight. Again, we kind of jumped on here today just to get to know you guys a little bit, kind of introduce ourselves just a tiny bit, say hi, and then, yeah, introduce this fun little program. We're going to start here live on YouTube on Thursday nights. And we're trying to figure out the whole Facebook algorithm to get it shared into all the places. But we are another decision fatigue thing, as I am not an IT genius. We're going to figure this out, guys.
And we would love it if you tell us in the comments when you see it where you found it. Like, did you find us on Facebook? Did you find this on YouTube? Did someone send you the link? Like, how did you find us? Because we are trying to figure it out. Like she said, we're not tech geniuses. Yeah, but we'll be here. We're going to start showing up on Thursday mornings to spill the tea or spill the coffee. And then we're going to have our skin cycling stuff going on. And it's going to be super fun, I think.
Absolutely. And, I think this was the hardest part, right? Is to get started. Do it scared. Do it unsure. Do it without knowing how to get places where and what's going on. But you show up and you do it. And if it's not pretty and it's not beautiful at first or whatever, it doesn't make it perfect. It just makes it easier to figure out along the way. So we thank you for being here on this journey with us as we practice perfection. And just know that it probably will never be perfect, but that's okay, because
That'll
Showing
be
up
fun.
is what's important.
Fun along the way, though.
Absolutely.
I need more coffee. It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Good.
Like,
Mine just needs reheated because every mom can't get through a whole cup of hot coffee unless you're you and just chug it. I'm a sipper. It takes me time.
yeah, well, that makes your Starbucks worth it, right?
Yes. All $7.
Chug that fancy coffee.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, friends, we're going to see you again this evening. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Have a great day.